is Jeff. So, good news is there's not a whole bunch of criticism like we talked about. It's also the bad news. I think the one thing that'll help is maybe just a little bit less glide. So you're extending very well, body position's good, breathing is comfortable. You know, that's all fine. The one thing, and we worked on it later in the lesson, is just speeding up your turnover just a little bit. So when you extend, you want to extend as far as you can, but you don't want to delay the glide, or you don't want to glide too much. Your kick is supporting your strokes just fine. It's just that 2/10 or 3/10 of a second glide or delay, and if you can sort of eliminate that, you're going to be faster. That will give you less rest, so it will be slightly more demanding. But if you're viewing things from a pure improving your speed standpoint, that's what's going to help.
This is 100 more.
So here you can see you got good side-to-side rotation as a result of your extension forward. Your body's very streamlined. You're not bobbing up and down in the water in any sense. That right arm might be extending just a little too close to the center line, so maybe just a little bit with the left as well. So you want to imagine there's you know, the columns that go from your shoulders directly forward, and you want to keep your hands within those columns. You don't want to touch the center line. You can approach it, center line being like a center, you know, directly from your head down your body. You can approach it, but you don't want to touch it. Definitely don't want to cross it. So underwater, doing a great job with the high elbow catch, and you'll see that in the freeze frame. On some of your strokes, you can see your hands turn inward slightly about the midpoint or middle of the way through. You want to keep your hand flat relative to the back wall once you initiate the catch, so that all your energy and power is going into pushing you forward. If your hand rotates inward slightly, what happens is you lose a little bit of leverage, or you slip through the water just slightly. Here you can also sort of count off the pause or the glide that you're getting. So 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. So that's that little bit of pause where you're not really extending anymore. You're just sort of holding your body out there. 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's after you've completed like your left arm, but your right arm just hangs out slightly. It's not bad if you're just going to do an Ironman, and you know, you're talking about conserving energy. You can be wearing a wetsuit. All those things considered, it wouldn't be something I'd be worried about. But if you want to completely maximize your speed, and it still wouldn't be that much more demanding than what you're doing right now, then you could work on that. And then here, good line you're pulling through, just a little bit more so with that left arm. See how that that right hand, left side of your screen, that right hand just comes in right in front of your head when
so
you're reaching forward. And then here you go. So you've eliminated the pause. When you eliminate the pause, and you're doing a good job of finishing the stroke. You want to make sure you still get a complete stroke.
So this is good.
Yeah, this is good.
So it depends on how much effort this takes you.
Yeah, very good. So this will be something you want to play with in practice. You know, if you do sets of like 500s, to see if you can maintain this sort of turnover. If you can't, then you go back to gliding slightly. You're doing a great job with the pull and the catch, so they sort of balance each other out. You know, you'll find your sweet spot.
So that was 35.
And the rest of this is drills, so I'm just going to skip ahead to comment on the freeze frames at the end.
Go in 5 seconds. Ready, go. Seven.
So here you are entering with your left. You can see your right arm's doing a good catch there. Extending forward with the left. And then there's that bit of extra glide going on. Then you start the catch. You can already see the elbow coming up. That's great right there. Very nice catch. This is where the hand, your left hand pivots in just slightly, so now it's still mostly flat, but maybe just slightly turned inward. Then right arm, good extension. There you go with the high elbow. Shoulders rotated internally. It's a great catch angle. And then same thing with that right hand, just turned inward just slightly right there. Very good.